Hey everyone and welcome back. Now in today's video we'll be discussing about enabling the ACLs on agents. So as of now we have already enabled the ACL at the agent level. Now one important part to remember is that we had made use of a deny based approach. So that basically means that by default the request will be denied. So this also applies at the agent level. Now since we have already added a denied based approach within our ACL configuration file, if you look into the console logs, you will see a lot of logs related to various things being blocked. So here you see you have coordinate update blocked, then you have node info update blocked by ACL and so on. So it is important that whenever you have a ACL that is working based on a deny based approach, always go through the logs to see what exactly is blocked to understand and remediate it. Now let me quickly show you this. So when you quickly do a journal CTL on console, let's press Shift G to go down. Here you see that there are a lot of messages related to node info update blocked by ACL, coordinate update blocked by ACL and so on. So there are a lot of messages here. So it is important that you read the logs to see what exactly is blocked because this can also impact the functionality in many ways. So these are the two things that are generally blocked if you have a deny based approach. Let's look into how we can solve this. So first is you have to go ahead and create a policy for the agent token. So this is a simple policy where on the node prefix you allow it to perform a write based operation, and on the service prefix you allow it to have a read based operation. So this is one of the policies, and this policy will be applied to the agent token that you will create. And once the token is created, you go ahead and add that agent token within the configuration file. So here you see the token has been added and you go ahead and restart the agent here. So these are the two important steps. Let's look into it. Now going to the documentation, if you look into the ACL agent token, it basically gives you an idea on what exactly and why you get this error and what exactly it is trying to do. So these are the things. We'll not be going in great detail. Just note that if you are configuring the ACLs in the console, you will be getting this error, and to overcome this, you'll have to add a certain policy. Now let's try it out, post which we'll be discussing in little more detail. So going back to the console environment, let's go to ACLs. Let's go to policies. Let's create a new policy. Let's call it as agent token. And I'll go ahead and copy this rules. Let me add it. I'll do a save. Next thing, let's go to tokens. Let's quickly create a new token. Let's call it as agent token. I'll associate a policy of agent token and I'll do a save. That's great. So let me go ahead and copy this new token. And the next step is to go ahead and add it as part of the configuration file. So let me just add this token over here, and I'll copy this token specific entry. Let's go to etc console.d. We'll open up the agent.acl file and let me go ahead and paste the contents. That's great. Once then you can go ahead and do a save. Let's also do a systemctl restart on console. Great. So to quickly verify if things are working, let's quickly do a systemctl status on console. Console is active and running. And also if you are doing a journal CTL on console to see the logs, if you go a bit down, all the logs related to not being able to do an update are now gone. Now, few more important part to remember here is that this policy that we have added, you see this is more of a wildcard based policy, but in a better way, it is important that you specify a policy by giving a node name here. So this is a better way. However, just for simplicity to understand how things work, we had added a node prefix on a wildcard, but here you'll specify a node, you specify a node name, then you specify a policy. So in such cases, what would happen is if there are multiple nodes, then you will have to add the multiple node names within the policy. So just to have a simplicity here, we have created a wildcard like policy here. That's great. So in today's video, not only we looked into how we can look into the console logs to see what exactly is being blocked by the ACL, but we also looked into how we can solve that. Now at a later stage, let's say you're going to create a new service or you're going to go ahead and create a new resource. So that agent will not be able to create a new service unless and until the agent token has an appropriate policy. So this is very important. Reading the logs specifically after adding a deny based approach in Consul ACLs is one of the important things that you will be doing in production environments. Now before we conclude, one more important thing that I wanted to show you is let's quickly go to the policies and let's delete the anonymous policy over here. Now from the CLI, if you go ahead and try to dig, let's do a localhost on port 8600 and we'll do a dig on the console.service. Now by default here you see that you do not really get any A record related data. And in a Consul ACL like environment, this is something that can create issues because within the service discovery part specifically, if you're not getting the record, this can create issues. And this is one of the reasons why having anonymous token can prove to be useful. So let me go ahead and enable the anonymous token yet again. Let's enable it. Let's go to token. For the anonymous token, let's apply the anonymous token policy. Now once the policy have been applied, if you try to do a dig again, immediately you see you're able to see the contents over here. Great. So I hope at a high level overview, not only we understood the benefits of looking into the logs and setting up the policy accordingly, but also one more advantage of having an anonymous tokens.